The Honorable Nolochungu.
House Chairperson, let me begin by greeting the Commander-in-Chief and the President of the EFF, who today, like a true grounded revolutionary, is in his home ward in Seshego, defending Ward 13, which has been led by the EFF. We are more than confident that the EFF will retain the home ward of our President and continue serving our people. House Chairperson, today we are gathered to debate the presidency budget of an administration which is rotting from the head and which has surrendered our nation to criminal syndicates and drug cartels. The ANC, under the leadership of President Cyril Ramaphosa, has failed dismally to fulfill the very mandate his entire presidency ticket was based on, which is to uproot corruption. The corrupt under this government are shifted around and has not renewed the state. Instead, it has refined the machinery for corruption. It has been a presidency of scandals after scandal, cover-up after cover-up, and an astonishing eroding of the faith of our people in law enforcement agencies and Chapter 9 institutions. There has been no light at the end of the tunnel, but rather an oncoming train that has crushed the belief of ordinary people in democracy, justice, and opportunity. Let me begin with the most recent scandal. The Minister of Police, as reported by KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Mukwanas, Minister Senzo Mchuna was caught dismantling the political killings task team, a unit with over 100 convictions, over 1,800 years in sentencing. He was exposed of dismantling it, withdrawing over 120 dockets in order to cover up his and many other ANC politicians' involvement in political assassination, in tender fraud, connections to criminal enterprise, such as that of Vusumzi Ket Matlala, who is said to have been sponsored ANC events and involvement in drug trafficking organizations in Gauteng and in KZN. However, despite this, as we stand here, Minister Mchunu was not fired. He was not arrested. He was put on special leave, something that the president has no powers to do. This has been another character trait of the Ramaphosa presidency, akin to a dictatorship, where he conducts himself outside of the confines of the Constitution. We have written to President Ramaphosa this morning, pointing out to him that he is engaged in an undermining of good governance and plain constitutional delinquency. You cannot appoint an acting minister outside of parliament and cabinet. You cannot place a minister on special leave while he will continue to draw a salary and ministerial benefits, while he has no verifiable duties and functions. But because the presidency is committed to patronage, because the presidency is an extension of managing the factional affairs of the ANC, you undermine this country and taxpayers, and today you create a situation where there will be two ministers in the police ministry. You have undermined the confidence of our people even on mechanisms to uproot corruption such as judicial commissions of inquiry, because you are known to establish commissions, task teams, special units and special envoys that have become employment agencies of cadres you cannot deploy to parliament or cabinet. You have established so many of these and yet yielded no results. And now our people have lost faith in them. The Zondo Commission gave you recommendations. The Makana Commission of Inquiry gave you recommendations. The Life Asset Demand Inquiry gave you recommendations. What have you done with them? Nothing. You have established a presidentially advisory panel on land reform, a National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council, a BBBE Advisory Council, an Economic Advisory Council, investment envoys, employment stimulus, and even a commission on the fourth industrial revolution. All of these are multi-million rand bureaucratic distractions that have delivered nothing. No land, no jobs, no industrialization, no justice, just more jargon. In light of the incompetency of the presidency, it has become the duty of the EFF to defend our democracy. It was the EFF that exposed the illegal SITA board appointments, including Minister Gwede Mantashe's own son and other ANC allies.
Objection, objection.
We forced
Objection, objection, objection.
Honorable Nolotungu, please take a chair. Honorable Minister, what is your point of order? Honorable Member, please take your seat.
In terms
Honorable Members,
of Rule 92, read in conjunction with Rule 68, irrelevant or out of order.
You're protecting your child.
that point of order is not sustained. Honorable Nolotungu, please proceed. Please proceed. Honorable Member, please proceed.
It was the EFF that exposed the illegal SITA board appointments, including Minister Gwede Mantashe's own son and other ANC allies.
Objection.
We forced their withdrawal, not because the ANC grew a conscience, but because we made the cost of corruption politically unbearable. We raised the same alarm with the IDC board, appointing Ayanda Dlodlo, Sidney Mufamadi, and Nomusa Dube, all retired, failed ANC politicians, now recycling themselves through public entities that control billions in public funds. You have turned the state institutions into a retirement scheme for loyalists. The EFF rejected it outright and demanded audits of every appointment because we understand when you control the boards, you control the tenders. When you control the tenders, you control the ANC. Honorable members, let me now speak to one of the most significant victories in democratic accountability in recent history, the VAT increase, and how the EFF stopped it. Earlier this year, the ANC attempted to ram through an illegal fiscal framework to increase VAT to 0.5%, which was an insult on the poor disguised as economic necessity. They tabled a report in Parliament that had not been voted on, violated Section 8, subsection 4 of the Money Bills Act, and was tainted by fraud. We raised the alarm and wrote to the Speaker. We warned that the law was being broken, but he ignored us. So we went to court. Eventually, the Western Cape High Court ruled in our favor and nullified the committee's resolutions and set aside the parliamentary adoption. Let us be clear, it was not the backroom deal that stopped the VAT increase. It was not so-called engagements by parties trying to claim credit in press conferences. It was the economic freedom fighters. After we were told of a constrained fiscus which required tax increases, we are insulted with a national dialogue that will cost 700 million. All because the ANC does not want to accept that the national dialogue happened on the 29th of May 2024 and that national dialogue stripped them of their majority. We will attend that dialogue to remind you that it is not people of South Africa who have crippled the state with corruption. It is not the people of South Africa who destroyed law enforcement agencies. It is the ANC. It is not the people of South Africa who have destroyed the SOEs, failed to create jobs, and allowed drugs to destroy the youth. It is the ANC. The people have spoken, and they do not need 700 million to be spent to repeat the message they gave you at the ballot in 2024. This is the real legacy of the president's silence in the face of corruption, indecision in the face of crisis, and appointments designed to protect patronage over principle. No last attempt at legacy building will rescue your legacy. Mr. President, and perhaps you should have stayed in business because now you are tied to the rod of the ANC forever. The EFF rejects this report. Thank you.
Speaker.
Very much respect to minutes, and then they will then say whether it's something that they agree with. Because
Honorable members on the platform,
Ready.
please mute your devices. Honorable members, order.
Order.
The next speaker is the Honorable Khadebe.
Order.
My apologies, Honorable Khadebe. There's a point of order. Honorable Dagmo, what is your point of order?
Deputy Speaker, thank you. I rise on point, in fact, Rule 36, which specifically refers to the absence of members. And while appreciating the previous speech, the Honorable Malema is absent for a serious number of occasions. And I wondered if your office is investigating his absence as the leader of the EFF.
Honorable Dagmo, thank you very much, but that is not a point of order to be raised now. And I would perhaps caution everyone, if we do start looking at who's present and who's not, that it could be a bit embarrassing for all parties. Honorable Maotwe, what is your point of order?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Deputy Chair, for your solid ruling. Mr. Dagmo must focus on being the whip of the ANC
Honorable
and our affairs. We're fine.
Maotwe, that is not a point of
the
order.
party leader here.
Honorable Maotwe,
But
that is not a point of order.
Okay, thank you, Deputy. My issue was on the president of the country, Mr. Ramaphosa. Watiba, for nako engata, Deputy Speaker, nasa mamela, na duti so ka robetse. So kra sa kra molaetsa wa mme chief whip ya rena hantle.
Honorable Maotwe.
Question or atso here mo sebeleng bona. Asebetse aska robala, Deputy Speaker.
She's out of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, and perhaps just as a point of clarity, the table has informed me. Honorable members, order. Table has informed me that the Honorable Malema is indeed online. This is a hybrid sitting. We will now proceed. My apologies, Honorable Khadebe. Please proceed.